Okay. Go live. I guess it kind of still. I got something that'll make you mad. I'm over all the times we had. I'm over you always complaining about your dad, and I'm fine. I got something that'll piss you off. I stopped avoiding your house on walks. I don't look for your face in every coffee shop, 'cause I'm fine. If you asked me if I missed you, I'd say never in a million years. I'm probably wrong. I miss you still. If you ask me if I'm doing well, I'd let you know that it's more than I can hold. I'm at war with myself. I used to hate myself. I guess I kinda still do. And I spent half the time just blaming all my problems on you. So I got comfortable. It's all I could do. And I got closer than ever to working out the way I should get to you. If you asked me if I missed you, I'd say never in a million years. You're probably wrong. I miss you still. If you ask me if I'm doing well, I'd let you know that it's more than I can hold. I'm at war with myself. I used to hate myself. I guess I kinda still do. And I regret all of the time I spent wasting all the love I had on you. I want it back now. It's the right thing to do. But if I see you in the future, I won't ask for it or even leave a clue. Switch this back. All right, hello and welcome to The Table, the podcast about everything and nothing all at the same time. My name is Samuel Patrick. I'm here with my co-host Casey Green. Casey, how you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you guys doing today? Or you in
I guess
particular?
me.
It's just
We
you.
we are live, just so everybody is aware.
Yeah, thank you for the 2 people watching us right now.
That's better than 0 people. Hi, Mom.
That song you guys just heard was I Used to Hate Myself by Moth Wings. That song came out in like 2016, I think. And I found that band randomly on YouTube. And since then have just been kind of jamming them.
It's pretty rad. I like that they did a mix of some CGI with some VHS style recording in that.
Very indie style recording. So today on the docket, we are live, everyone. So if you guys have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to let us know, please let us know. We do have our video feed up here.
Oh, yeah.
The one I am watching is a slight 20-second delay on it, so I might not see your question right away, you know.
It's still important.
But we will be doing a Q&A towards the middle of the podcast, so if you have questions, build them up and get them ready to fire up our butts. Casey, what's the end from the beginning today? Rage Against the Latrine?
Yes, Rage Against the Latrine. I thought it was fitting because of our song last week.
Yes, which was Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine.
Yep.
Who's making a comeback. So is My Chemical Romance. I've been jamming them like all week as well. So I'm excited to hear what this Rage Against the Latrine is all about.
It's funny. All three things I brought today are somewhat kind of related. Not yeah, you'll see.
Okay, we'll find out.
There's some relation in one way, shape, or form to all of them.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Totally unintentional.
Let's kick it off with some free time. Do you want to start it off or do you want me to?
I'll take it.
Let's see it. Maybe do you actually have something for free time?
I do. I actually wrote stuff down. My Monday memory. So I also just created like my new favorite term for Thanksgiving. It's the turkey holocaust.
Oh my God.
It sounds terrible. But I had a super awesome turkey holocaust with Becky's family. There's only like 5 or 6 of us there, and it was a good time. Very relaxed crowd. I got to save the day because her sister who hosted wasn't feeling very good, and we walk in the door and she goes, "I just wanted you to know that you shouldn't coat anything in this gravy until you've tried it." And she opens up the container and there's like a half cup of brown pudding.
Oh my God.
And 15 minutes later, there was like 4 cups of really awesome gravy. I was pretty proud of myself. Saved it.
Saved it. Nice job.
Yeah.
So you had a good Thanksgiving?
I did. We got, hopefully it's the last time, the HVAC guy showed up again. And
again?
Hopefully, well.
Was it the same guy?
Yes.
What? He came back?
Yeah, they told us he was literally the only one that could do anything about it. And I was like, fine, just show up, do it. He was an hour late.
Shocking.
And supposedly got everything done. So we'll see how the next inspection goes on that.
Did he cause any ruckus this time?
No, he was very quiet. He was like shaking, so I couldn't tell because it was the day after Thanksgiving. I couldn't tell if it was like the DTs or he was just really anxious from being there. But yeah, he was.
I hope he was
a good
anxious.
Day.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, seriously. And then Becky and I went out. My mom and her husband bought 40 acres recently.
Oh wow.
And there's 20 acres right next door, literally touching the property that is for sale as well. And so we're thinking about trying to buy that. We went up and looked at it in person for the first time. Yeah, eventually.
That'd be rad.
Yeah.
Where'd you say it was?
It's up by Elk, Washington, so north of it's almost like straight north of Mount Spokane.
Okay, yeah.
And you can actually see Mount Spokane from the property. It's rad.
My parents' old house, you could see Mount Spokane from the property.
The nice thing is, and I actually thought about that when we were up there, this is literally the one we're looking at is actually at the corner of 2 county roads. So there are no easements to worry about.
Wow. Okay, that's really nice.
Yeah, no easements. Literally, you drive straight up to it, which is it's a little bit more expensive than I would really like to try to dig into, but it will eventually be worth it, and land doesn't really get cheaper.
Well, you're so rich, you're going to retire by the time you're 40.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'll be fine.
I'm working on it. not if I keep piling debt up to
finish
buy
that
stuff.
book. God damn it.
Yeah, the one I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
That's it. What about
free
you?
time for me, we did Thanksgiving up at my parents' house. It was really fun, and it was like everybody and their brother was there. Like, I don't even know if they're my cousin or like my second cousin or some one of the gals that I haven't seen since she was like maybe 3.
Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, like I felt so bad because I went up to my mom like right as I got there, and I was like, "What's my cousin's name?" And she told me, and I was like, "Ah, that's right." And she came upstairs, my cousin did, and I was like, "Hey," and she was like, hi. And I'm like, you don't remember me. I barely remember you. I'm Sam. I'm Pat's son. And she was like, oh, okay. But she's my aunt's daughter's daughter. So what is
Second
cousin? That's
Yeah.
my second cousin?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it was super fun Thanksgiving. Lots of food. It was a great time. Got to watch some football. Everyone was in kind of a food coma afterwards, which was nice.
That'll chill them out.
Yeah. Erica brought home like 4 days worth of stuffing.
Just the stuffing.
Oh, and other food,
Okay.
but mainly the stuffing, yes.
Hey, if it's good, it's good.
Oh, she loved it. And we did Thanksgiving at my parents' house, and then this last Sunday, so yesterday we went over to Erica's parents' house for Thanksgiving, and Erica had enough food to
Round
last
2.
her from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving, basically,
Sweet.
of leftovers, so she's been eating a lot of Thanksgiving food.
I was gonna say, is there enough left over Thanksgiving for next Thanksgiving too? Just
Probably
carry
not,
through
probably
next
not
year.
that much. But it was fun. We had a fun Thanksgiving. But yesterday when we were driving home, my wiper fluid either ran out or decided to stop working. And I'm pretty sure it decided to stop working because I stopped at a gas station and bought some more
Yeah.
and refilled it. And like when I clicked my button, I couldn't hear the motor or anything of it trying to spray.
Oh no.
And it's kind of crappy because a lot of the like gunk that's being sput up on the roads right now is all
Yeah.
salt.
Yeah.
And so it's like corroding my window, and we were on the freeway, and I'm like, I can't see.
that de-icer stuff.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Mm-hmm. So we pulled over, and I think I know what's going on. A little while ago, I hurt the front end of my car where the wiper fluid
The tank
container is.
Yeah.
And when I got it back from my mechanic, the lever that you pull towards you, that's supposed to spray the front, sprayed the back. And when you have the twisty that's supposed to spray the back, was spraying the front.
Oh.
So he must have just mixed some
Do
two.
you have to take your dash apart?
Not my dash. I think just the plug-in on the front right side. I don't know anything about cars.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think because I guess it would all come out of the same reservoir. So maybe there's two separate motors, one for the front, one for
And
the back.
Nicole says it's the first cousin once removed is what that
Really?
is to me. Yeah.
I thought removal had to do with
Divorce?
Yeah.
No. I actually thought that too a while ago. But I have another, I call her my aunt, but she's my dad's cousin.
right.
So I think that's my second cousin. Or is
Oh
it-
yeah,
Is it
it's
my,
your
my great cousin?
I think your parents' cousins are your second cousins.
So my cousin's kids are my cousins once removed.
Okay.
Okay. Cool, yeah.
Yeah, she would have a big enough family to
My
know
mom
that.
has confirmed that Nicole is right. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, so that's sketchy. So I have to call my mechanic back up and like say, hey, because I let it go, like
Yeah.
the whole spraying the wrong way. It didn't matter to me. That wasn't a big deal. But now that it's not working, I'm guessing something came undone. And I was looking up a couple of videos on how to fix it yourself, and it's like you got to take the whole wheel off. You got to pull back the
plastic
shield
lining
and get back in there and rehook it. It's an easy fix to plug back in, but I
Yeah.
don't have the tools or the ability to actually get inside of it.
I was gonna say I could probably totally help you out, but honestly, if it was somebody else's mistake that caused it,
Oh no,
I
I'm
would-
gonna
yeah.
have him fix it and make sure that
probably
he
a good
does it
idea.
right. Excuse me. And aside from that, I did buy that PS4. It's sitting over here.
I see that.
Yes.
I barely see it.
It's tiny, right? It's the slim.
It looks like a little computer stand or something.
It's
It's
the
hardly
little
even
slim
there.
model, and I've been playing God of War like freaking nobody's business. Bought too many games for it.
Too many.
Well, because PS4 has a lot of really fantastic exclusives compared to Xbox. Xbox has Gears of War and Halo, and that's about it.
Right.
But there's Spider-Man, Shadow of the Colossus, Uncharted, The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, all these ones that are fantastic titles, Death Stranding, that are for the PS4 exclusives. And so I
Right.
pretty much went and got all the PS4 exclusives, and then Erica got me the Spider-Man today for, we gave each other a couple of early gifts for Christmas.
Nice.
And
That is early. I
yeah,
like
that's what I got her that, what's it called? Roomba.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the fucking word. Got her the Roomba, and she's really excited about that. I'm really excited about that because we got 5 animals in this tiny house, and there's just hair absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, seriously, you will be taking. I hope they've improved since the one I got because the one I've got, you actually have to take the brushes off and clean the hair out of like the sides of the brushes because it just sits there and like gets twisted up on it.
This one does have tools for that, but it just comes with replacements if the brushes get too like damaged or anything like that.
Yeah, well, and you can replace them if they're damaged, but you'll actually get in there and just like
Yeah.
pull them off with pliers or something.
Derek Johnson says hello. Hello, Derek. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Looks like we got 6 people. Hey,
What's up,
I
Derek?
guessed we were only going to have a maximum of 5 people. Now we got 6 people. Oh, look at that. We got 7 people.
Oh, we're blowing up.
But yeah, so the PS4 is super, super fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I've been playing God of War like nonstop because I like anything to do with mythology, and this is now Norse mythology. So
Sweet.
I'm like getting my rocks off on that. So I'm really hyped on that. Shall we move on into the news?
Let's do it.
Into Xenos. So first off, Star Wars news. A couple different things with that. I bought my tickets for Rise of Skywalker, and I'm really, really excited for it. I think we bought
What's Rise of Skywalker?
the newest Star Wars movie that's coming out on the 22nd.
Oh,
It's the final one in
I
the
actually
new
didn't
trilogy.
even know there was another one coming out.
Yeah, it's the final one in the new trilogy.
Okay.
Derek asks what's on the syllabus tonight. We got a pretty normal show tonight, Derek. We'll be doing a Q&A here in a little bit, but stay tuned right now. We're in the news talking about some Star Wars stuff. But I was watching one of the new trailers for it.
Right.
And everything seems pretty cool. Everything's awesome about it. Palpatine is back, which is really rad. But the cool thing that I noticed was there was a scene where you see Kylo Ren standing on top of this like desert plateau with a bunch of dudes around him that were wearing like black cloaks. And it seems like it's the Knights of Ren that they were talking about in episode 7, the first one of the new series.
Yeah.
That like they mentioned the Knights of Ren and then nothing else about it. So I'm really hoping it is the Knights of Ren. And I just noticed it like the other day when I was hanging out with Erica and her parents. Excuse me. So I'm really excited about that because I want to see something about the Knights of Ren. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to be? Are they like Sithlings or whatever, you know?
Are they not in any of the book stuff at all?
Nothing that I've read. None of this stuff that's in the movies have been in any books that I know of.
Right. And they're kind of doing new canon stuff with
Exactly.
Disney.
Yes. They said it's not going to be canon to anything else except for the cinematic universe for it.
Gotcha.
The other thing was Billy D. Williams, who is Lando Calrissian, has come out as gender fluid.
Yeah. I actually read that the other day.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Because first off, Billy D. Williams is like the most badass human being to begin with. Just like the way he talks.
Yep.
Billy D. Williams. Like he's so fucking chill and so cool. And like the fact that he's got to be in his late 70s by now, right?
Yeah, I was going to say he's definitely getting up there age-wise.
Yeah, and coming out as gender fluid at that age, I think that is really cool because that kind of opens some doorways for maybe some other people who feel like they're trapped.
Yeah.
You know? So,
just being honest with each other.
a round of applause for Billy D. Williams.
It's good stuff.
I'm glad people can see us because that just sounds like we're like
Right?
fapping it to Billy D. Williams. Yeah.
That's actually what that sound is, you guys.
Yes. That's my news for the new Star Wars stuff. I feel like we talk about Star Wars almost every podcast, and I'm
We
okay
do.
with it.
We also talk about poop almost every podcast.
Speaking of which, this next news segment, Casey, is called Japanese
Oh,
Toilets.
look, I just handed that to myself. So this actually isn't particularly a news segment. I saw a piece about it, but have you actually either experienced or read much about like the Japanese toilets or the toilet lids that you can buy that do crazy shit now?
Like even their public bathrooms have a button that you click on it, and it'll rewrap the toilet seat in like cellophane for
I
you.
had not heard about that one.
Yes, it's fucking sick.
That's
Not sick, it's awesome.
That's actually super clean.
Yes.
They need those in hospitals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they even have some that do enemas now.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, they have literally like in public places where there's multiple like stalls.
Yeah.
They have like a tablet on the entryway that show which ones are already taken, so you don't have to awkwardly knock on someone's door while someone's taking a poop.
Oh my God, I need that in my life.
In your house, just so
No, the
like,
house
your
is
girlfriend
fine.
knows that you're like. She looks and is like, "Oh, somebody's in there,"
We're
as if she wouldn't already fucking know.
We're still in the phase where there's usually loud music playing in the bathroom.
Imagine how weird it would be if both of you were there and you like walk up to the door and it says it's occupied and you're like, "Wait, what? Who's in our bathroom?"
5 minutes later, Fiona
Fiona
walks
comes
out.
She squeaks, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, what did
That'd be
she?
fucking awesome.
But yeah, I mean, those toilets do everything from cleaning your rear with heated water to, I think some of them like heat and like the seat will vibrate and they play like comforting noises.
So you can like shake your shit loose?
No, I think it's for comfort, just like a butt massage. External.
So I want to know
butt
how the
massage.
enema one works. Does it like just like a little tube comes up and
I
sticks in your pooper?
I don't know
or
if there's a tube involved in that one particularly, because that would be pretty unsanitary for a family even.
Yeah.
Um,
Let
but
alone a public bathroom.
I know the way, because they have that little arm that pops out that actually does the what is it called? The European thing where it cleans
Bidet.
Bidet. Yeah, just does a little bidet action. So maybe
Yeah.
they just like crank that thing up to pressure washer levels, and it's got a little eye on there, and it aims it, so your toilet's actually looking at your butthole.
Someone's controlling it, like their job is to control the camera. So it's like, okay, here's another anus.
Talk about a
Fucking just-
shitty job.
All right, moving on. Did you have anything else about Japanese toilets, Casey?
No, that was it. I just wanted
All
to talk
right,
about
now we're
those.
going to be talking about some NFL stuff. I feel like we talk about NFL a lot too, which again I'm okay with.
Yeah,
So
I get to learn all kinds of stuff.
Yes. So the Bengals, who were 0-10, were now officially 1-10. No, wait, 0-11. They're now 1-11. They won a game.
Seriously?
They beat the Jets,
Uh,
which is not a hard thing to do. I think they're like 4-8 or 4-9 now.
Don't say that in New York. You might get beat up.
I don't think I'm going to be going to New York anytime
They're
soon.
probably not very good at fighting, though, if they can't win
They can't win against the Bengals.
Yes.
They put Andy Dalton back in, who has been their starting quarterback for years, who they benched earlier this year, and he started back up again this game. And hey, they won. There's zero chance of them getting to the playoffs, but at least they're not going to be going on a winless season. You know?
There you go. Somebody made money on a
Yeah.
bad bet. A lot of money, actually.
I think I saw it coming. As soon as I saw Andy Dalton was put in, I can't remember what I was watching another football game, and I saw on the bottom screen, they're like, hey, Andy Dalton is starting. And I was like, oh, I bet you they're going to win now. But yeah, they won. It was pretty big differential. It was in Cincinnati too, so that was probably very exciting for them. Browns loss to the Steelers. Whoop whoop. Yeah.
Sweet.
After the whole Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph head bashing with the
Yeah, I wasn't
helmet.
going to say that was after.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that was after the fight.
Yes, yeah. This was the rematch, and this one was in Pittsburgh. We didn't play Mason Rudolph. We put up Devlin Hodges, the Duck, and we ended up winning. We only won by like 7 points, but we still fucking won.
Good.
And the fact, I was reading a stat today, we're basically a third string team right now because we got
Woof.
our third string quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Everybody got beat up.
Our running back is out. One of our wide receivers is out. Our center was out. Like literally like all the key players, except for maybe our defense, was out, and our offense is basically second and third string at this point. And we're at a winning record right now.
Well,
We're in the hunt for the playoffs.
damn.
Like, fuck, man, could you imagine if we actually had a healthy team this year? Like, we actually could be 10-1 or 10-2 at this point in time, or 11-1. So,
Well,
I have high hopes for next year, honestly.
You never know if maybe somebody's injury is somebody else's chance to prove they actually kick some ass. too.
Devlin Hodges, man, I am thoroughly impressed with him. He has done a great job. I said it from the beginning when he started playing. He is cool. He is cool as a cucumber. He does not panic under
I
pressure.
remember you saying that.
Know? He had a couple rookie moves, which is to be expected on his like third start ever. But still, I'm happy with it. And the cherry on the top was the Patriots lost.
That's a good day for everybody.
Yes, to the Texans of all people. Yeah, the Texans went up to 7-4, I think.
I don't even think I knew they were an NFL team.
Yeah, the Houston Texans. That's
Yeah.
who J.J. Watt plays for. You don't know.
No, I don't.
But they lost, and Tom Brady looked terrible. I look around like halftime, and he was like 4 for 12 completions. It was really bad.
Weird.
I loved it. I loved that shit.
Wonder if his ego got a little deflated after that.
No, I think what happened was one of their key defensive players who plays in the secondary was out, and I think the Texans were just picking on that player the whole entire time. Like, hey, we know we can outrun you. We're just going to throw the ball right at you and just blow past you. Couple of crazy plays at the end of the game on the game-winning touchdown for the Texans. They did a 1-2-3 switchback handoff move and a lateral tossed back to the quarterback. So when they hiked it, a running back came from the right, grabbed the ball from the quarterback, and then a running back came from the left and grabbed the ball from that guy, and then gave it back to another person that swung back around to the right, and then that person threw the ball to the quarterback that ran into the end zone. And this all happened within like 5 seconds. It was literally like switch, toss, touchdown. It was extremely confused. I hopped out off my couch when I saw
I
it
was going to
happen.
say, I could see you yelling at the TV pretty hard.
I was like, are you fucking serious?
How did you let that happen?
And I'm even more psyched on that because Deshaun Watson, who is the quarterback for the Texans, is on my fantasy league.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, it's also awesome to see some like seriously technical plays.
Oh yeah,
keeps,
I love
keeps
that
things
shit, man.
juicy.
We even we even threw a couple wildcats, which is when the quarterback goes in slot as a wide receiver and a running back receives the ball on the hike.
Huh.
It was cool. I liked it. It was just a good day for NFL all around. And I think right now the Seahawks are playing the Minnesota Vikings, and I can't remember if it's in Seattle or if it's in Minnesota. Either way, those are both I think 8-3 teams right now, or 9-4 or something like that.
Evenly matched.
Ugh, got a hair in my mouth. So I'm excited to see the turnout of that game. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Enough of the NFL. Let's go to the next segment, which is evacuation slide from space. I almost thought that said ejaculation slide from space.
That would also be appropriate.
Tell me about this ejaculation slide.
So a Delta Airlines flight from, I believe it was Boston to Paris,
Yeah.
lost. It had an evacuation slide fall off the plane
Mid-flight.
mid-flight.
Fucking terrifying.
I think they were still actually like on their way. They were still gaining altitude, but yeah, they don't really have any major details on what happened yet to it falling off. At least the article I read, but it landed in some dude's backyard. And
Those things are pretty
Oh,
big too.
it's
They're like 20-foot
massive.
slides, aren't
yeah,
they?
if it definitely could have killed somebody. It like probably dented the yard that it fell into.
Jesus. Could you imagine just like chilling in your backyard and just whoof? Like, is that a fucking inflatable slide?
What's that sound? Oh, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Murdered by a safety device.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So
I'm
did
sure
they
it's
explain how? Was it just a malfunction? Did somebody click a button?
I think the NTSB is still investigating
Investigating.
because I don't think it was inflated when it actually fell.
Still, that's fucking. Could like the passengers like notice it? Like someone looking out the window and be like, "Hey, there's a slide. Oh, it's gone. It's
yeah,
falling."
I think you'd notice it detaching. Yeah,
so
I
fucking
don't even
crazy.
know if pilot reported. Okay, yeah, so the pilot just reported a noise, and then the homeowner called the cops.
It's like something happened, guys. There's something in my backyard.
Yep.
I wonder, did like they know like, oh, it's a slide from a aircraft, or
You could probably tell. I mean, I think they're usually
they're like big yellow.
giant
Yeah.
yellow inflatable devices. There's a sky raft in my yard that's not inflated.
Aliens are trying to communicate.
Be a sweet settlement.
Oh, I bet you they're getting a lot of money.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you said it was from Delta,
Yeah.
which yeah, they're pretty. Was Delta the one that pulled the people off the doctor off the airplane, or was that Southwest? Southwest.
I think that was United.
I thought no, Southwest did something shitty where they were
Maybe
like
it was.
kicking people off the flight for being like overbooked or some shit like that.
Yeah. Maybe it was Southwest. Usually they have a pretty good track record,
Yeah.
though. United's done some fucked up stuff.
Let's go to our last news segment. This is a sad one. I found this out this morning. Do you know who Little Bub is?
Yeah.
Little Bub has passed away, sadly. This happened yesterday. I read the post from the owner, and he was saying that Little Bub has always struggled with bone infections.
Ooh.
And, I mean, you can see it in the jaw,
Right.
with her tongue hanging out all the time.
So we've lost two of our favorite internet celebrity cats in the last 2 years.
Yeah, Grumpy Cat's Instagram page posted
Yeah.
a picture of both of them together and said forever, like FUR, ever friends.
Aw.
And I almost died a little bit inside.
It's adorable.
Oh my gosh. And on Sunday night they all went to bed like normal. She was purring, having a good time, and then woke up and she just fell asleep and died.
Aw.
So hopefully she didn't suffer too much, but we're gonna miss you, Little Bub. I always
Yeah.
enjoyed your memes and your pictures. There's the gif of her like
The internet will miss you.
for real, man. That's like that's meme culture coming to an end.
Oh, yeah.
There's always that gif of her like turning her head really quick in like shock, and that was like the
tongue
gif for
hanging
like
out.
oh my god, yeah, with the tongue dangling. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So unfortunately, we miss you, Little Bubs. That's what we should title this episode.
Little Bubs.
Little Bubs.
I like it.
In
In memoriam.
memoriam. Poor Little Bubs. All right, looks like we got we got 4 people watching right now. Oh, there's some people from my old high school. What's up, everybody? We can move over to a Q&A segment. If anybody would like to ask any questions, I do have it live over here.
Give it about 20 seconds if you weren't there for that. It
Yeah,
might
exactly.
take a minute to get those questions posted.
So what I think we're going to do is we're going to move into words of the week, and I'll just be peering over here every once in a while to check if anybody has asked any questions. Okay.
Good word.
Peered?
Yeah. Well, don't say it.
I've got some better words, KC.
Oh.
How many words do you got?
I think 3.
Hey, I got 3 too.
Nice. One of them is, it's not super fantastic and amazing, but it's a thinker.
That's cool with me.
Make you
Okay.
think.
I'll kick it off. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to kind of guess. ERF.
Earth.
ERF. E-R-F. Echo, rectangle, fuck. I don't think those are the right words.
It sounds like onomatopoeia for like somebody that just got shoved. Like you could
Earth.
your shoulder push.
Just ERF. I wish it was that, but it is not. Do you have any other guesses of what an ERF
Could
is?
you use it in a sentence, sir?
The other day
Is it a
I
noun
saw
again?
a herd of gazelle coming through my ERF. You're interested in buying an ERF.
Oh, a plot of land.
It's literally a plot of land.
Nice.
Yeah,
Is it
that's-
a specific size?
No, it's like literally the definition I looked up was like a plot of land. So
I
it
was
could
gonna
be
say,
anything.
Is it like 10 cubits by 10 cubits or?
It's just one ERF. An ERF is 3/4 of an acre. I don't know.
You never know.
So ERF.
That's a good one.
E-R.
Maybe it's like
I think it's pronounced
like
ERF.
turf, but with an E and no T.
It's pronounced ERF. Do you think with
Oh.
ERF?
Wait, I wonder if it was created by somebody with a speech impediment.
Earth?
Yeah. Earth.
Maybe. They just.
I got my earth.
Why would
right
they
here.
spell it ERF?
I don't know.
What's your first word, Case?
My
Base?
first word. So this isn't the simple one. Bon vivant.
It's French.
It's got French roots, but it's actually part of the English
Bon
language.
vivant.
Yeah.
It sounds like the creme de la creme. Is it like the cherry on top, the finishing touch?
Not quite. So.
Well, let me guess again.
Okay.
Say how does it pronounced again?
Bon vivant.
Bon vivant.
I can use it in a sense if you want.
In 1 sec. I know I've got 5 people watching right now. Ask some questions, you fuckers. Okay, let's use it in a sentence, Casey.
So bon vivant. Donald Trump is notoriously bon vivant when he goes out.
Is it
and,
like extra?
hangs with groups of people?
Is it like you're an extra person? You're fucking trying to show your social status. You always spend a lot of money.
Extremely sociable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that about Trump. But
So I think, I don't know what bon is. I think it's like of or.
is it like bon
Bon.
vivant? Like bon hiver?
Watch, somebody's going to know French and nobody's
Just
asking questions. They're just telling us
Just
things.
telling you guys are wrong. You're straight up fucking wrong.
But I know the Latin root viv or vive is to live. So, somebody living socially, I guess.
Okay, right
yeah.
on. I can dig it. Bon vivant.
Mm-hmm.
Bon vivant. Gotta have that in there. Let's see here.
Gagging.
What is a fipple? Spelled like nipple with an F. Fipple.
Is it a noun again? Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think all of mine are... No, one is a verb. But this one is...
A fipple?
A fipple. What is a fipple? I actually knew this one. It was on the list of that Weird Words website.
Is a fipple one of those little rubber things that sticks off the side of new tires?
No, it is not.
Okay.
That'd be a good word for it.
I know it's not the proper term for a dollop of toothpaste. I can't remember what that word is.
It's not a fipple.
I
I actually, I knew this one.
I'm going to let you go for it.
So I knew this one simply being in band for like 8 years when I was in the 4th grade till whenever. A fipple is the mouthpiece of a woodwind instrument. Not the reed, but the mouthpiece itself is called a fipple.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there have been several fipples in my mouth.
Makes sense that it's called a fipple.
I played a clarinet.
Did you really?
All right, yeah.
I didn't know you played a clarinet.
Very briefly. I had a really terrible music teacher, and he kept telling us that our music sounded like Grandma got run over by a reindeer pretty consistently. And when you're in 4th grade, that's really not good to tell kids.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
So we do have our first question. This is from Nicole Peterson.
Hey.
This is your feelings on Christmas and when to start decorating. So my feelings on Christmas, as a retail worker, I hate it. As a person who enjoys giving people gifts, I love it. Casey?
This is a hard question for me.
How do you feel about Christmas in general?
So Christmas music, definitely burnt out on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, how did you work in retail? I mean, I'm still in retail and I hate it.
A couple of years, which was too long for the Christmas music thing, especially the same stuff. I know there's going to be people listening to this and laughing because I've had this conversation with a lot of people lately. I'm not big into gift giving during Christmas in particular because I don't like what the whole thing has become for a big consumerist hubbub. And I think that I like to try to encourage myself to, when I find really amazing gifts for somebody, to get it then and there and just give it to them because I love them and they're awesome.
That makes sense.
And then decorating, I'm not really into that.
I would say the same. I like decorations. I'm not huge on the decorating part.
Yeah.
My girlfriend loves it, and so I will do it too. We actually just busted out a bunch of stuff. We put our wreath on the door, and I hung up the lights around it and hung it outside, and ordered a Christmas tree today. We had an actual tree last year, but we're not doing that this year.
Nice.
Because we're sick of the pine needles and everything.
Yeah,
and our Roomba probably can't pick that up. Just so everybody knows who has joined recently, I think we have 4 or 5 new watchers. We are doing a Q&A session right now, so if you have any questions to ask Casey or myself about anything, whether it's opinions or it's about ourselves, this is the time to ask. Please and thank you.
Yep.
So decorating.
Decorating, yeah.
Not a fan.
So I'm not a fan. Becky has been pretty big into doing it.
Mm-hmm. But you guys have a gorgeous living room right now, so I think
we've got a lot of space to work
I feel like
with.
if you guys just put some lights over the plants, you can call it good.
What's funny, so we had a conversation over the weekend, and she was asking about a Christmas tree because we were up at that property, and my mom's like, "Hey, we need to cut some trees down. You guys should totally just take one for a Christmas tree." And I'm like, "Hey, we have a bunch of 4 or 5 foot tall trees in the house. Let's just put lights on those."
Yeah, that'd be cool too. That'd be cool, not like in a non-traditional way.
Yeah.
You know? I saw. I almost ordered it today. There was a tree on Amazon that is meant for people that own cats.
Is it a scratching post?
No, it is has a tree base, and then it has a 5 foot long pole, and then a 3 foot tall tree on top of it, so the cats can't jump up and get at it.
I feel like they should just put a scratching post on it to get it over with. Because yes, cats will knock those fucking bulbs off all day long.
And with Lucifer, this is his first Christmas with us, and we already know that he's a little devil, and he'll trash our tree.
Well, it's good to know he was appropriately named.
Yes. Leslie Stickle has asked, what made you guys want to do this show? I'm not sure if she means the live show that we're doing now or just the podcast in general. So I think we should just answer about the podcast.
I think it's the podcast in general.
So I actually talked about this on CR King's podcast. Who Are You? Who Are You? Podcast.
Who Are You?
Shout out to Corey if you guys want to listen to that podcast. It's a cool podcast to listen to. Casey and I lived together 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Close to.
Yeah, close to 3.
And him and I were both very avid podcast listeners, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it kind of struck up one day, but
so
did you bring it up?
I think you brought up the podcast idea, but what started to happen is we would sit down and have really, really ridiculous, absurd conversations.
Leslie says in general, so yes, we're on the right track.
Cool. We'd have ridiculous conversations, and every once in a while, I would say something that would crack Sam up so hard that he actually, I think he started a notebook with Casey-isms in it.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about. Oh, I think I have to have that somewhere in this room.
And so we were like, you know what? Fuck, we got to share some of these moments because we get this chemistry going with chatting together and like sharing philosophy.
Oh my God, my mind is blown. I completely forgot about that little notebook. I think it's actually in this drawer back behind the table.
It just sounded like a good idea. We'll have to dig it up, find some drunken Caseyisms from 3 years ago.
I'm sure there's some fucking awesome ones in there. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we just kind of started up. I went on Amazon and like purchased a couple like $30 microphones and grabbed our computers and sat at Casey's dining room table and plugged and played and started recording. Then eventually we started building a script to it, and now we kind of have our like guidelines now that we go over.
Get some formatting, so
we've switched some ones up. Excuse me. We've added something like words of the week. But we've kept it. I mean, we still do in the news. We still do free time.
Yep.
The end from the beginning has always been. It's always been there. I think it's been there since episode 1. The end from the beginning.
I guess that's the beginning from the end from the beginning. Maybe.
the beginning from the end from the end from the beginning.
No, I don't think that's what I said.
It was something like that.
It was close.
We do have another question on here. It's from Nicole again. Favorite podcast other than yours, Winky Faced, and why? What's your favorite podcast? I know you listen to a lot.
Very specifically the Minimalists.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can picture that.
It's a minimal name, and I actually like it so much. It's the only podcast that I pay for. They have a minimalist maximal episode that they release every week, and it's a lot about just sort of decluttering your brain and your life, not so much like, living with 5 items in a hut in the woods, which actually doesn't sound terrible sometimes, but
it's not extreme minimalism.
Minimal? Is that
Did
like
I say,
cannibal?
Did I have a B in there?
Yeah, I think
minimalism.
It sounds like cannibalism.
Minimalism.
I guess that's where you eat all of your things instead of getting rid of them.
No, it's where you eat very little things.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so it's pretty enlightening.
Yeah.
And it's not super like self-motivational bullshit where there's a lot of like Tony Robbins, who's awesome, but you can only take so much of his gabbing.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think my favorite podcast, it's probably the first podcast that like got me listening to everyone, was Oh Yeah Dude.
Yep.
It's a fairly chaotic, there's no structure to it. They have a couple segments that they always do, but I've talked about Oh Yeah Dude on the podcast a lot. But one of my advisors in high school, shout out Ned Fadley if you're listening, fuck you.
Only I could say that to a teacher.
Ned showed me Oh Yeah Dude because one of our projects that we could do was a podcast if we wanted to. And I started listening to them and I got hooked, and now they're like fucking 800 plus episodes deep. And it's like this like short little high pitched dude that lives in Cali that sounds like he's from Boston, and this like big burly hippie dude with a gold tooth and a shaved eyebrow that has a deep voice who just sounds like a big old teddy bear, and they just go back and forth, and it's like Seth will get the Boston sounding dude will get so worked up over something, and you can just hear the other guy like in the background just like chuckling at him, not like with him but at him, like you're so fucking
sounds
ridiculous.
Pretty chaotic to me.
It's I love it. It's not for everybody, but that's probably my favorite one. What's your next word, Casey?
Okay, next word.
Is this your third one? No, this is your second one.
Yes, this is my second one.
Because your first one was...
So I know you've heard this word. You could probably even spell it, but
No,
I was
probably not.
I was curious what the actual definition was, because so many people use words in weird ways.
Okay.
It's existential.
Existential.
You know the actual meaning for existential.
No, simply because every time I've used existential, it's usually in a combination with another type of philosophy.
Yeah.
Like existential nihilism. That's the main one that I've heard it used in, and that's something along the lines of like, nothing exists, nothing is real, everything's a simulation, and even if it's not, why does it matter?
Right.
Why should I care? And I'm not going to listen to your explanation of why. So no, I don't. What's the axle? What's the actual definition of existential?
You're talking about that stuff actually was really close to relating to it. So it is of or relating to existence.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
it. Super simple. So it's about, existential problems.
And nihilism is the belief that existence is either not real or is futile.
Right. And I think a lot of people end up using it more as, a very, as sort of an exclamation point for something being very important.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like someone trying to make something sound profound.
Right.
Like I had this existential crisis.
Right.
Where I was crumbling under the weight of my own mind.
Exactly. It's sort of how, like how people use ironic, but badly.
Yeah.
Or literally.
Or literally.
Oh, they actually had to add a definition. I think they made it official. They added a definition to literally to mean not literally anymore.
Like the sarcastic version of literally. Good gravy.
Oh my
Jacob
God.
Carr is watching. Jacob, how are you, dude?
What's up, Jacob?
This guy was a Viner, and he was the funniest dude. He would make Vines where he would you remember Vine, right? The 6-second video where you could touch the screen and record.
Which I'm really shocked. The old TikTok, basically.
Yeah, basically. At least I think it was Jacob Carr that did these. If not, I'm sorry if I mislabeled you with names. But you're reminding me of a Viner, and I hope it is you. About he would make these crazy Vines where when you would record on Vine, you'd press, it would record, and you could only do 6 seconds. But he would do microseconds on it and go hee, hoo, hoo, do different notes.
Yeah. But
they would all go together really fast, so it would sound like auto-tune, and he would do crazy ones like that. Super cool. And yes, it is Jacob Carr. Cool.
Awesome.
It is the correct guy. So thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Ooh, kind of like a little celebrity moment there. That makes me happy.
Awesome. You're paying attention.
He also posts a lot of pictures of crazy spiders around his house. I think you live in Texas or something like that, or somewhere south, and you guys have a lot of tarantulas and shit.
I need to start posting pictures of spiders and the spider traps in the basement. I'm glad you haven't seen those.
That makes me not want to come over.
Visiting.
But yes, okay, so let's move. Oh, I have one more word.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
you have another one too,
I
don't you? Okay, so my last word is Gardyloo. Gardyloo. Gardyloo.
Gardyloo. Sounds like an STD.
It is. You might get an STD from this. It's you really only hear it in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh? Is that when somebody licks the toilet seat?
No, Edinburgh. That's in
Scotland.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Okay, so commonly used in Edinburgh as a warning cry when it was customary to throw slops from the windows into the streets.
Oh.
So Gardyloo was the verb of going, "Hey, look out!" and throwing gnarly shit into the streets.
Gardyloo dumping the shit bucket.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know if people would say Gardyloo, but it's commonly known.
I kind of want to say that instead of
Geronimo
screaming for when I
Gardyloo.
I mean, it's Scottish.
Yeah, it's very Scottish.
Yeah, and golf is a Scottish game. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of my shots would be shit because I've never actually played golf.
What's your final word, Case of Base?
It's slightly depressing, but
boy, here we go.
Decathect.
Death effect?
Decathect.
DECA.
THECT.
Decathect.
Yes.
Oh, weird. A deca, that's, oh my gosh, I'm having flashbacks to 7th grade Latin.
And actually, I mispronounced it, but you are correct on the spelling. It's actually pronounced decathect.
Decathect. D is undoing or stopping.
Yep.
What's cathect mean?
Yeah, that one, it's tricky.
Decathect. I have no idea. Hit me. What is it?
It is to withdraw one's feelings of attachment from a person, idea, or object in anticipation for a future loss.
So it's giving up before you get hurt.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's rough, man.
It'd be like forgetting about, just ignoring a dying relative.
That's
or
harsh.
Something,
For all the new listeners who just heard the really depressing thing we were just talking about, we are still in the middle of a Q&A segment. So if you have questions, hit us up.
And that is the definition of decathect.
That's okay. It's a crazy cool word, decathect.
Yep.
And it makes sense. So letting go of a person or an idea before it hurts you. I'm burpy. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I had beans earlier, so you're lucky.
We're going to stop this podcast and just hear you. At least it's not live on the podcast like the other week.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a good one.
Decathect. Okay,
It sounds like, it reminds me of like the German words or a Japanese word where they have one word, but it's very specific to a situation.
Describes only one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Decathect. Okay, all right. We're still doing our Q&A, guys, so ask some questions, but we are going to move on to Casey's Cooking Whatever the Week.
Yes.
Casey, what do you have for us this week?
I actually caught this one by chance, and I'd never thought about it. Freezing mashed potatoes. If you make, as Becky phrased it, 17 pounds of potatoes, and you have a bunch left over, it's very appropriate for this time of year.
Moving everything, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you can just, do whatever method of freezing them. So you can either freeze them in a block or like get the little silicone ice cube trays and like spoon in your mashed potatoes. So that way you can just like break off a chunk and throw them in, because mashed potatoes can't get any mushier.
That's true. So, okay, do you just like throw it in like a broth or something? Like, what do you do with the frozen mashed potatoes? Or is it just so you can make them
heat
last?
Heat them back up. It's so you make them last. Say you make too much for Thanksgiving and you have like a bajillion pounds, and you want to save it because you're not going to be able to make it through before they're starting to get nasty. Yeah, just throw them in the freezer. Another option for mashed potatoes I figured out, since that was kind of an interesting one, I would throw out, look up a recipe, or you can use kind of the basic one for mashed potato pancakes. Have you ever had potato pancakes?
I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have.
Okay, so basically, take, I think the general recipe is 3 cups of mashed potatoes, salt and pepper to taste, 2 eggs, cut up some green onions or scallions, and mix it all up, mush it, like put it into a ball. You want kind of dry mashed potatoes. It gets a little wetter from having that egg in there. Mash it up, and then get it about half an inch thick and throw it in a pan with hot oil or hot bacon fat, because I know you want to do that. Yeah. And get it until it's nice and crispy on one side, and then flip it, and so you get like this nice crunchy potato crust on the outside and like pancakey battery goodness on the inside. Yeah, throw some gravy or like sour cream on the top of it. It's good shit.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, we did that the other day.
Daniel
tasty.
Tanner Burris says frozen mashed is easy warm snacks.
Yes.
And then we have another question from Nicole. She asks, your all-time favorite meal? Easy. Pizza. Moving on.
Oh, God.
Casey, what's your all-time favorite meal? You'll probably actually have to think about it because mine is so simple.
Yeah, it's so hard to come up with an answer for that. I think right now it would have to be some kind of delicious burrito. I sort of go through phases where I'm like super into an area of food, so Mexican or Asian or whatever. It's like somewhere between mac and cheese, burritos, and sushi.
Okay.
But right now it's burritos.
Burritos. Coolio.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole. Now let's go over to $1 Million But.
Oh, yeah. Get this ball rolling.
I don't know if anybody can see it. Let me pull my computer back a little bit. But I do have the $1 Million But card game right here from Rooster Teeth. From Rooster Teeth. This is pineapples on pizza, Daniel. Are you fucking crazy? Get the fuck out of here. That is an atrocity. Casey, if you agree with him, I'm going to ask you to please leave. What about pizza on pineapples?
No, that's disgusting.
No, pineapples on pizza is so gross. It's no. I like pineapples. I like pineapple juice, but I do not like the mix of that on pizza.
The pineapple on pizza part is fine. It's the Canadian bacon's really gross.
I would rather have that than fucking pineapple on my pizza.
Oh.
Nicole says she loves pineapple on pizza. No, you don't. You are just not right. You are wrong. Your taste buds are lying to you. Anyway, $1 Million But. Thank you to Rooster Teeth.
Ooh, I've got one for you then.
Do you have $1 Million But?
Yeah.
No. No. I can already tell you right now, no. I know it's going to be the pineapples on pizza. Oh, my own girlfriend and my mother both say pineapple on pizza is delicious. You are both wrong. You are false. Pack your bags.
Oh, jeez. That got violent. Well, I guess I already know the question.
I'm so passionate about pizza.
So what Sam's saying is he would not take $1 million, but have to have pineapple on his pizza for the rest of his life.
Yes. I eat pizza way too much to have it not be enjoyable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a serious...
$500,000. $500,000 would be of that $1 million that I'd be spent on pizza.
That is true.
Yeah. My mom, Leslie says because it's a fruit. Yes, I know it's a fruit. I like pineapple. I like pineapple juice. I just don't like it on pizza. Anyway, Casey, this first $1 million, but I have entitled, Have You No Shame? So $1 million, but whenever you see a dog wag its tail, you have to unashamedly pick your nose and eat it in front of someone.
For $1 million?
For $1 million.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, kids eat boogers growing up. It's really disgusting.
Are you not a kid, though?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not worried about it.
Every time you see a dog wag its tail. What if you're like talking to an important client and there's like a dog in the background and like tail, and you just, oh yeah, so this will cost you about reach in your nose and yank out a booger and eat it and then continue the conversation? You think she wouldn't tell you to go away? If I had an electrician come over and pick their nose
after I got $1 million.
Oh, that's right. You would just survive off of it.
Yeah, I would move out into the woods and build a house and
fuck loopholes, whatever.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna do one that actually affect you.
It
then.
still really wouldn't bother me that much.
This next
it's
one,
gross, and I wouldn't do it intentionally. But.
So you would do it. You got a yes.
Yeah.
It's a no from me. That's no. This next one is entitled "Nice to Leech You." $1 million, but every time you introduce yourself, several leeches appear on various places of your body.
That's kind of disgusting.
It's super gross.
But I think I would actually be able to handle that one too.
Yeah, I think I would too. For $1 million.
Because I mean, they're gross, and
because how many new people would you have to meet once you're a millionaire? You
yeah,
know? If you want to avoid the fame part of it, which I 100% would.
Yeah, seriously. You don't get famous for $1 million anymore, anyway.
No, fuck no.
But being Leech Boy, yeah, you might. People just run up to introduce themselves to you to be a dick.
Just like, hi, my name's Kyle. And it's like, God damn it, fuck off, Kyle.
I'm losing blood.
Where you get like 16 people introducing themselves at once, and so you like have a shit ton of leeches to pop up on you.
Yeah, that'd be rough. You introduce yourself into like in an auditorium, and all of a sudden you just like
10,000 people in front of you. All of a sudden you just turn into a leech.
That might be a problem.
Yeah.
You might bleed to death.
Yeah, probably.
At least you wouldn't feel it.
I think I would still do this one though.
Yeah, you just have to be conscious.
Yeah.
And I'm sure after a couple leech incidences of having to yank them off.
Oh, and actually, I guess the line is every time you introduce yourself. So as long as you don't introduce yourself to somebody, they can be like, "Hey, my name's Kyle." It's like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you."
I'm a dick and don't introduce myself to anybody anyway.
So you'll be fine.
Yeah, it wouldn't
loophole.
be an issue.
Here's the loop, and there's the hole. So yes, 100% would do that.
Draw it in the air.
Leslie asks, where in the hell do you come up with these $1 million scenarios? So a lot of them I come up with by myself, but lately we have been using Rooster Teeth's card game called $1 Million Bet, which has been prompting things for us. Sometimes I bend them a little bit. It's just kind of a pain.
Gotta spice it up.
Yeah, it's a pain coming up with all this kind of stuff. But yeah, right now we're using Rooster Teeth's $1 Million Bet. Casey, this final $1 million is called Yummy Things.
I do love yummy things.
$1 million, but every time you buy something, you have to eat the last thing you've touched. It would suck if you just scratched your nuts or something, man. Like, you have to go to town on yourself.
I mean, you would really have to train to not do it.
Or just like train yourself to like whenever you're about to purchase something, be holding like a banana or be holding like a candy bar or something like that.
But I mean, if you have to eat everything, it would have to be like, you don't want to eat like the whole candy bar with the wrapper and everything.
So just be holding like a naked candy bar or a peeled banana.
I would just have very clean hands and carry food around prior to buying things, I guess.
I would just like keep like a pack of fruit snacks in the Ziploc baggie in my pocket or something and just put like a single fruit snack in my hand, charge the credit card, and then
You'd have to put like a sticky note on your card though, because if you didn't think about that, like
just
what
like,
if you
what
were,
are you going to eat?
yeah, like what if I was about to like to purchase a house and I just walked around the house and touched the foundation of the house and then
gotta
walked
eat the
over and I'm like
house.
signing the check and then I'm like, oh shit, and then I have to eat the foundation of the house.
Or if you have like a monthly bill that comes out like on a certain day at a certain time, what if you're like playing a video game and all of a sudden the bill gets charged, you get the notification, you're like, fuck, okay, and you have to like eat the controller that you're playing with.
Yeah. Or yeah, I guess you'd have to like hire somebody to pick up animal poop just to, in case you have to
100%,
avoid order that
100%.
whole problem
Yeah.
altogether.
So would you do it? Would you take the $1 million?
Yeah, I do it.
Just plan very carefully.
Yep. You just have to be very thoughtful about your
Yeah.
actions.
Never hold any cyanide ever.
No.
Or
And
rat poison or anything like that.
also, like hand over the credit card to somebody else if you develop dementia.
Oh yeah. Leslie says you'd have to eat the credit card.
True. That would get weird.
Yeah.
I just gave you that 20. I need to eat the 20.
Daniel says, just always be holding a snack. That's just like I was saying, have some fruit snacks and just pop it in your hand. Or just, Nicole says Leslie is right. Or just have cash.
Yeah.
On
And
you at all
don't
times.
pay with your phone.
Yeah. Eat your phone. It's just try to break
What are you
through
doing?
your phone.
I forgot.
Or hire someone, or like have your significant other be the one that pays for everything.
Yeah. You just can't pay them.
You just can't pay them.
What if you like touched your girlfriend and then bought a pizza? I'm sorry.
That's fucked.
I have to eat you. Give me an arm.
And I'm going to bend the rules on this one and say that if you are using with whatever you're using to pay with, that one you don't have to eat that item. It's the last thing you touched beforehand.
Or people, preferably.
No,
Okay.
you still have to eat the
Yeah,
people.
don't touch
it's just
the
the
people.
credit card
All
itself.
right.
Don't touch your mom or your dad ever, says Daniel.
Yep.
Merry Christmas. I can fucking bite out of their legs.
You can't. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't buy lunch.
Why not? Because
I just hugged you.
I just gave you a hug. Oh, good gravy.
Everybody knows, and so you just hug them so you don't have to buy lunch. There
So
you go.
we got a yes from you.
Yep.
I think a yes from me as well. If you guys have any questions or $1 million butts, this is a good time to do it. But we are going to shoot over to the end from the beginning. Casey,
Yeah.
This one was called Rage Against the Latrine.
Okay. So
Flushing in the name of...
I don't know if any of you had heard, but the toilets on the International Space Station were both down because there's a Russian side and an American side.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the astronauts for a little while had to wear diapers. Basically, yes, both shitters.
Like, how do you fix that? They don't have, like, space plumbers.
They that's the thing.
Or do they?
When you go to space, you pretty much have to be like
A jack of all trades.
Yeah, you have to be qualified in everything. You have to be able to, repair the air scrubbers and grow plants and take pictures and everything else. So they were both broken. It looks like the American one did get repaired first. They also had the option of
Look at that. America beating the Russians again.
oh, it's probably because they take smaller dumps.
Yeah, probably.
I guess there's some pretty terrible stuff. They have to like reach in there and like compress stuff down with a rubber glove.
That's fun.
And, I mean, it's all vacuumed.
That's a big trade-off, though,
Yeah.
being able to be in outer space.
Could you imagine like a floating dingleberry coming by and just being horribly, horribly disturbed by it?
Or waking up to just like a turd flipping in your face, like spinning around
You
you.
like poop in your sleep. I wonder if they wear diapers then.
Probably.
I know they're
I would.
strapped in.
Yeah, I've seen like videos of like a camera going through when they're all asleep and they're all either like mummy tucked in or like their arms are like out and floating and they're dead asleep.
I don't know if I'd be able to sleep like that, or I would just sleep
probably-
all the time.
you
I'd
probably
be
wouldn't
like, this
notice
is
it.
amazing. I feel like I'm floating.
Daniel Tanner Burris asks, do you like Denzel Curry's remake of Bulls on Parade? I don't know if Casey's heard it, but yes, I have heard it and I've seen the video. It's fucking phenomenal. Everybody
I
did a
have
really
not
good
heard
job.
it yet.
This artist named Denzel Curry remade Bulls on Parade, the Bulls on Parade, dun, 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 dun. And the whole thing was really good. I thought Denzel Curry did a really good job. I think the guy who was playing guitar didn't have either his pedals or his effects lined up correctly for Tom Morello's classic phaser on the intro part. But I think the cover overall was a solid A. It was very good.
Sweet. I'm going to have to listen to it.
Yeah, I'll show you it afterwards. It's really good. All right, I guess that's the end from the beginning. So now we're going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, those who stayed for the whole podcast. We really appreciate it. For those who are listening on anything but Facebook right now, you guys can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at To The Table Spokane. If you guys would like to be on the podcast, shoot us an email with your theme or why you should be on. Email us at tothetablespokane@gmail.com. You guys can find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcast players. Just search To The Table.
Awesome.
Makes sense?
Yep.
Casey, do you have any parting words for anybody?
I just wanted to say that this was pretty fun. We're going to actually have to do more of these live stream episodes.
I would agree.
Also, I know we're still kind of working out some bugs on doing some YouTube recording. But I cannot wait for that to carry on. We got some more surprises coming up for you guys.
Agreed.
Other than that, see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Hi, Grandma.